Came into the world without GMF, Lord willing I'ma leave without it. Pussy green and greatness sounds synonymous. Yeah, so I took her by the hand, had the complexion of one of my future ex-wives. Fake tits, yeah, the ass so nice, thick game tight, fuck around, I might change your life, but who have I become? Chasing that GMF, got it all on my mind. These hoes steady betting on my future. Got Sierras on the bench, but I ain't pulling no futures. Hungry for them dollar signs, so we talking about that cream. Keep proving what I dream ain't really what it seems. We're not to like the way I triple. Forgetting the meaning of moderation, so I'm busting at the seams. So is it really worth it? I see the devils that they lurking. And since God ain't heard from me in a while, these dreams be my devil sermon. Yeah.
Cortez, what's happening, homie?
I'm on the trap selling crack, every day say that. I'm riding around with the strap, every day say that. You talk shit, you're whack, every day say that. I'm in the trap selling crack, every day say that. I'm riding around with the strap.
Calgary. Typically generalized as a cowboy town, dominated by country music. However, there are many different musical subcultures laying down roots in the city. Particularly, there's an uprising in urban music.
While major acts go to places like the Saddle Dome or Cowboys, these artists find their homes at joints like MRU's Student Bar, The Hub, or the 10 at 10 Showcase at Commonwealth. Although many of these artists live in Calgary now, they're drawn from all corners of the world.
I am from Lansing, Michigan, but I am Malawian background.
Born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
From Red Deer, Alberta. From Nigeria.
My mother's from Jamaica, my dad's from Haiti, actually, so I'm a mix from Montreal.
Are you all from Edmonton?
Yes, we are all from Edmonton.
Sorry about that.
Wakey, back to the bathroom in a flash. Blood in my gums, spit.
Even though these artists may come from many areas, historically, urban music has been heavily influenced by American culture.
The jump blues scene in the 40s had artists like Ray Charles and Buddy Holly, who helped develop the start of rhythm and blues.
While in the 80s, the world was introduced to rap, with groups like Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. Not solely did this genre exist in the States. Urban music began developing cultural ties in Canada during the late 80s to early 90s, with Maestro Fresh Wes being the first Canadian artist to have a single on our top 40 charts.
I'm gonna turn off my connection.
Despite these long cultural ties, musical influence isn't a fixed thing. An artist can find influence from many different sources.
I've been singing since I was 7 years old. I was in a play for Jesus and Mary, and I just felt like I belonged on the stage.
Say, if you're put in like a black sheep kind of context, you need a point where you need to express your feelings, otherwise you're going to just bottle it up and pretty much lash out. So I found that music and writing songs and poetry really helped me to get my feelings out on, so I can see them, so I can hear them.
I was into a lot of musicals, like The Sound of Music or just anything with music in it. Any movie with music in it, I was totally into it. I just like to perform and sing.
Actually, the only class that I graduated in high school was English, so it's kind of funny. Like, I always used to love the poetry, hated math, social, all that shit, but yeah, I always was writing, and I used to tuck it under my bed, and people would knock on my door, and I'd be like, just a minute, and I'd go hide it. You got older brothers, and I have a twin too, so they find out that you're trying to write, of course, they're just gonna bust your balls. And so I hid it for a while, and then he was doing it, and then so for about 6 years we've been, about 8 writing and recording now for about 6.
Run this city.
It's much more than the places where I'm from, so strap up your laces, get ready to. Every day is like a race, wait till you hear the gun. I get up and get out, cause
Personal struggles, self-satisfaction, and hope all play muse to this highly personalized genre. It's not uncommon for artists to reach into the past and share a part of themselves that other people usually keep hidden.
I make music I feel, so whatever I feel inside, from nostalgia or from how I'm feeling at the moment, that's what I create.
My music in depth is for inspiration. It's to motivate that little girl out there, or whoever it is that's going through something somewhere, to feel like if she could do that, or if she could sing like that, I could too.
It's all, you know, real lyrics. We don't really rap about anything that we haven't lived. Again, the music being often made with real instruments, so it's all about like authenticity and staying true to ourselves and trying to tell a story and still keep people entertained and you know, have fun.
My main goal is to lift, like, you know, like lift your soul, lift you up, and go to a place where you feel complete euphoria. You feel me?
To create something that's open, something that's cosmic, and is like centered around humans being a form of cosmos, and I really like stuff like that.
To the public, but not another rapper heating it like Sun did. Who you know hosting his own shows and touring with Moco, exploring unknown roads.
2016 was the year of music in the city of Calgary. However, despite a new emphasis on music, the struggle of up-and-coming artists was vastly unrepresented.
Remember, it's always darkest when the stars are lit. I set a goal, I ran for it and accomplished it. But the tip of the
passion doesn't pay the bills, especially if you're an artist in this city. So like all people, these artists make sacrifices to afford what they love.
Calgary is a different kind of place. That it doesn't seem like they really push the hip-hop and R&B scene too much. It's, I don't know, it's very, I don't know, it feels like you can't escape out of here. It's weird. It's like kind of like a trap.
The scene's growing here, and I think that there's definitely a market for hip-hop, and it might be a little more underground right now, but it's expanding.
As artists right now in Calgary, we're all like, it seems we're all into just being individuals, working on our own music, and not really into unifying. So, I mean, it takes that unified front to push that one main artist out to the main public. So I think our issue is really just the whole coming together, which we're working on right now.
Being in a city like Calgary, where the arts are not as glorified as in America, you actually do everything by yourself, for yourself. If you want to be someone, you have to take it out of pocket. You gotta work, you gotta work, you gotta work extra hard. You already work hard as a musician in a city where there are no arts. And you gotta find ways to make it a little bit more comfortable so that you can make money.
I like the fact that I have work. You know, sometimes we hate it because when you get off work and then we go rehearse or something, like, you're just thinking about it during the day, like, hey, I got to go rock with these guys. I got to go do something I love, kind of thing. So I think I need that work there. If we were going to work on music 24 hours a day, I don't think we'd grow as much. I think that we'd lose that passion, I think, somewhere along the line. But I think having work there as okay, like, fuck, I gotta get out of here, I want to go work on music.
As a motivation.
Yeah, I think I appreciate the work in a sense now.
It's gotta end soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what they part, ain't part of my crew, though. I don't know what they talking about, but it's one thing that I do know.
Despite the rough market in Calgary, the internet plays an immense role in allowing these artists to get exposure. Through the internet, artists are able to market themselves whenever they want to a worldwide audience.
This is huge compared to before, when their only form of advertising was through hanging posters on street corners or lip service paid to fans, hopefully bringing them into venues.
People thought it was hard to make a name in Calgary. Online, there's thousands of more people trying to rise atop the crowd and make a living as well. In this instant hit society, it requires artists to be near perfect with what they put online. Experimenting with something can be costly.
Yo, cancer, propane, been bringing that heat. You know it. Oh man, you should hear the shit I got written to this now.
It's developing, and I've worked with a lot of artists and played shows with a lot of artists. I think everyone has love for the scene and wants to see it expand, but then at the same time, everyone is, you know, trying to make themselves bigger and better, and that might create a bit of a bit of distance between other groups, so it's difficult. But I don't think it's everyone's just out for themselves. I think that it's just growing, and it takes time, and you want to work with who you trust. So.
I wish it was just back to how it was, kind of like the 80s and 90s, where you had to have the EP or the record, you had to go out and push it, because I mean, it's a lot easier, because you don't have to go anywhere, see your stuff at any given time, but it's such a hassle. Like, I truly hate social media, anything that has to do with it.
Yeah, I feel like with the streaming sites, like, I totally get where they're coming from, but like, I think it's like any business, like you got to go where the people are, right? So you're kind of at their whim, like, you know what I mean? We could say that, like, I know it sucks sometimes to stay on top of it, because it is like work, but I mean, if you but if you don't, like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, so many people just blow up off SoundCloud alone, like, don't even have any other thing really going. It's just someone's listening or blowing your stuff up on SoundCloud, and there you go. So
yeah, I guess that would be an advantage, that no matter where you are, where you're from, somebody can listen to you, on the other side of the world or the other side of the country.
All of these artists are working tirelessly to perfect their craft and put on one hell of a show for their fans. Even with the diminished scene in this city, artists aim high and always have an artist that they want to collaborate with one day.
I think if I can have a collab, it'd be with Damian Marley.
Damian Marley, the album he did with Nas was amazing. As far as just a producer, if I could get a beat from anyone, gotta say Dre, Dr. Dre.
It would be Kid Cudi.
Would definitely be Beyonce.
Oh, Stevie Wonder all the way. Like, yeah, I would love to do a song with him.
In the end, what it comes down to for these artists to succeed is support. Support from people going to their venues, watching their shows, listening to their music. All of this allows their story to continue, and the music will eventually thrive if enough people keep going and keep helping.
Can't see them, so get your head right. You know we got the beats that bang through the speakers and the vocals don't feedback. Please tap that piece up in your dream cab, or I just made a fortune off rap, and I can relax. Keys passed to the driver of my 3 black Bentleys that I stored in my garage, and they speed fast. Seen France, done shows from east west, and my supermodel lady stays fit, so she eats less. This ain't nothing new. I've seen a couple dudes coming through trying to prove they're worth more than 300 views. Yeah, I feel like that, but it ain't what it seems. That's why every time